we've had a very, very sharp advance here over the course of just the last few days in particular. So just since the beginning of the month, right here at the end of the month, this was where everybody thought the market was going to do nothing but go lower. And we were talking about very negative sentiment. Everybody was bearish. And again, this is when you've got to be careful with markets. Since then, we've had a very, very strong advance. But now we're getting back to this pretty overbought level. Let's talk a little bit about what you need to know before the bell this morning. Right now, markets are continuing to kind of work through earnings season. This morning, Walmart reporting earnings, missed kind of their guidance and their estimates for the year. Stock's going to be trading down about 2.5% this morning. It's up about 13.5% so far. So this has been a good year for Walmart versus Target. Now, Target had a great day yesterday because that stock had been really, really beaten down. They missed earnings estimates, but it just wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was going to be. So they got a boost from, even though they have weaker sales and declining sales, it wasn't as bad as everybody expected. So the stock was up about 20% yesterday. So a big move for Target yesterday after getting completely kind of pummeled. Walmart has had a really great return this year. Overall, has been kind of climbing higher. But again, they're going to get hit this morning a little bit on weaker guidance going forward out for the rest of the year. But translating this back to the markets, again, as we've talked about, we've had a very, very sharp advance here over the course of just the last few days in particular. So just since the beginning of the month, right here at the end of the month, this was where everybody thought the market was going to do nothing but go lower. And we were talking about very negative sentiment. Everybody was bearish. And again, this is when you've got to be careful with markets. Since then, we've had a very, very strong advance. But now we're getting back to this pretty overbought level. And again, normally when we get to such kind of overbought extremes, you want to be a little bit careful here because the market's going to probably give you at least a little bit of a consolidation or a pullback. The MACD buy signal that kicked in, and this is an area that we had talked about a while. The MACD buy sell signal had gotten very deeply oversold. It's not overbought yet. There's still more room for it to go to the upside here, but it is starting to move up into positive territory. So again, we're getting pretty long in the tooth of this advance. So as we've talked about before, expect a little bit of consolidation or a bit of a pullback here to work off some of this more overbought condition. And that's going to give you a better opportunity to put some capital to work. So just be careful chasing stocks right here today. There may be some opportunities in stocks that are individual stocks that may be a little bit oversold or are turning up on a buy signal, whatever the case may be. But as the overall market goes, we're getting pretty extended. And this is really going to start to impact those top 7 stocks that are leading the way. Likely going to see them take a little bit of a breather here just as we kind of work into the end of the year. Now, again, a bit of a pullback here to support of any levels. We've got the 100-day right here at 4,390 on the S&P 500. You got below that the 50-day at 4,320 on the S&P. So anywhere this market can give you a little bit of a pullback here to support, work off some of this overbought condition, much better entry point to put some capital in for that year-end kind of Santa Claus rally as we get there. And again, the best opportunity most likely for that pullback is going to be post-Thanksgiving, first couple of weeks of December as we get those kind of normal cycles for mutual fund distributions. Every year they have to distribute all their capital gains, dividends, and interest. And there's about 20-25% of mutual funds that have to do that in the first couple of weeks of December. So that generally gives you a little bit of selling pressure on the markets. And that was something that it was also there's about 20% or so mutual funds that have their year end in September, October. And that's one thing that was contributing to that weakness that we saw back in September, October. Again, we'll probably not get that type of weakness again, but a decent little downtick here in the market in the first couple of weeks of December won't be surprising at all. And that sets you up for that end of the year rally. And then the first 5 days of January, you get a lot of money getting put to work just as portfolio managers are getting ready and set up for the new year. So, kind of look for the opportunity. Again, just kind of pick your point, pick your stocks you want to own, and then wait for a little bit of a pullback to give yourself a little bit better entry point. But that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.